Unfortunately, that is something I can neither confirm nor deny.
I mean, it's kind of too obvious. I don't know what to tell you.
Anyone think Clorinde's smile is starting to look kinda scary?
Hmm.
Well, whatever happens, we'll just have to push on. But first, we should really figure out what to do with this treasure. If we're worried about arousing suspicion because of our identity, why don't we give ourselves a different name, just like Clorinde's master did?
Yeah, it might be better to keep a low profile. As long as we're helping people, it doesn't matter who we are or what we're called.
Staring at me won't get you anywhere. Or did you want some more tea?
Oh, Paimon's good. Thanks.
Hmm. She actually scared of Clohan's smile.
Why aren't you saying anything, Navia? Wait, what's that next to you?
What?
Oh, this is the short sword Clorinde mentioned last night.
Oh.
I found it.
Huh. I'm surprised you managed to track it down after all this time.
Well, I made sure to take good care of it, considering the circumstances in which you gave it to me. Of course I had to keep it safe.
The circumstance.
Anyway, where were we? Oh, right. I was just thinking about all the potential ways for us to break out of prison. We could dig a tunnel, or
What?
try to bribe the guards.
Wait, what? What? What?
Wait, we haven't been thrown into prison yet, have we?
Well, it's only a matter of time. It pays to be prepared. Just like how you should always have an umbrella on hand, even when it's sunny.
Well, I mean, you're not wrong actually. I mean, I guess you're right. Because sometimes it gets so hot, you're like, yeah, you need that shadow. You're absolutely cooking. You're cooking.
Alright, Paimon's made up her mind. Let's just give the treasure away. Paimon may have wanted to keep it, but if it's going to land us in prison somehow, Paimon will be too upset to enjoy her snacks.
Turns out, Paimon cares more about snacks than treasure. Paimon's developing as a character.
So, you reached an agreement? All right then, we can continue with the story.
Okay.
Oh, and we'll collect all the scattered pieces of treasure on the ground as well.
All right. You collect the treasure and make your way back to the capital with your bag of loot in hand.
And we dive in yet again. Of course, I already recorded another.
The city is still shrouded
Before
in a
the break, that was
gloomy,
like an
oppressive
hour and 30
atmosphere.
minutes.
But your spirits are surprisingly high. In places where sunlight struggles to reach, you generously share your wealth with the children, the elderly, and the poor in urgent need of help.
Oh, nice.
Thank you, kind soul.
The elderly woman's look of gratitude follows you as you walk away, her eyes never leaving your back until you move entirely out of sight. However, there's still quite a bit of Mora remaining. It appears you haven't made much progress.
You have that much more? Well, give them more then.
She's probably trying to tell us to speed this up. We need to hurry up so we can address the sorcerer problem.
Should we go find that man again at the square? He seemed like a pretty responsible guy. I'm sure he knows the people here far better than us.
Oh, good idea!
Just as you start to make way to the square, intent on finding the man again, there's a voice.
A voice? What? What? Check complete? What? Wait, what? What did we do? What happened? Okay, we completed. I don't know what happened though.
Please wait, distinguished guests.
Oh, serious guard.
Several strange guards suddenly call out to you. They run forward to meet you and proceed to politely pay their respects.
Oh.
Greetings, gentlemen. Are we being invited for afternoon tea?
Surely you jest, my lady. That would not be our place. It is His Excellency the King who requests to meet with you. Please come with us.
Oh, the king. Who will be the king? Who is gonna sit there? Is it gonna be Kaya, Dilu?
Do you
Or
think this
just
could
an
be a
NPC?
trap?
Well, we have to investigate the court at some point, right? Meeting the king himself would be a fantastic opportunity to do that.
Oh my god, they're all corrupted. They are all corrupted for sure.
I say we go for it. If something happens, we'll just turn the whole place upside down.
Maybe the king is the only real one, everyone else is corrupted.
That
Or
sounds a little
another one.
intense.
After a quick discussion, you nod to the guards and agree to follow. They lead you all the way to the audience hall of the palace. Gilded tables line both sides of the hall. The space itself is adorned with all manner of expensive antiques, glass shelves, and silver candlesticks. The items appear quite ordinary in size and dimension, yet their presence somehow makes the emptiness of the hall feel even more surreal and ominous.
Wow, it's so luxurious.
The elderly king, clad in a magnificent robe, sits upon the deep crimson throne before you. He wears above his head a majestic crown, with a gemstone the size of a bird's egg set right at the very front. As
What?
you observe it, you see a complex pattern of light reflect off its surface. They're here, Your Majesty. A man dressed in dark clothes, likely a minister, shields his mouth with his hands and bends down to whisper a few words to the king. After a moment, he lowers his hands and stands back up. His gaze shifts to fixate on your group, but he does not move from his place at the king's side.
The king does not appear entirely aware of his surroundings. The man by his side, though. We should keep a close eye on him.
Yeah, so it is that way. I think some of them are corrupted and the king is actually unaware. He's just unaware.
The king remains still and says nothing. The minister is the one who speaks. Esteemed guests, allow me to thank you for coming to our faraway kingdom. Unfortunately, His Majesty the King finds himself quite exhausted from work. So please allow me, his Prime Minister, to welcome you in his stead.
Suspicious.
I've heard tell that your group, the Marechaussee Hunters, used your exceptional ability with the sword to repel the monsters near the capital.
He's definitely so.
Such a great deed deserves to be rewarded. However, seeing that I was not fortunate enough to observe such a feat with my own eyes, you'll forgive me for seeking to verify the truth by speaking to you myself.
Well, we've got nothing to hide. You brought us here to talk, right? So we'll just explain what happened.
You're gonna hit us with a bunch of stuff, man.
The golem's blades were so powerful, they could cut down trees in a single swipe. It took a lot of effort to defeat them, even for trained swordsmen like us. Well, that was enough details, right? Believe us now?
Your account does indeed match those of the survivors. Since you were the ones who defeated the monsters, that must mean you are also in possession of the treasure they stole?
Well, we did take the treasure, but...
How did he know about the treasure?
Then I must ask that you return it at once. It belongs to the kingdom.
Can you prove that?
Wait, but didn't you just say that our great deed deserved a reward? Shouldn't the treasure be considered a part of that?
Yes, that was indeed what I said. But you seem to have forgotten a very important distinction. Only that which is freely given by the king can be considered a reward. Taking the rightful wealth of a kingdom without said permission, on the other hand, is a crime.
But that's completely unreasonable.
Yeah, that makes no sense! If it weren't for us, the treasure would still be buried underground somewhere!
Yeah. And how can we even prove that, like, it's actually there. Like I don't know. It's hard to do that, but I don't know. I'd rather just give it to the poor people that need it anyway. And what's left, you guys can have back. If it's
Maybe
even
so,
yours.
yet the fact remains. You tried to dispose of the treasure without reporting it to the court and without receiving permission, yes?
Yeah, I guess so.
What, no answer? Surely you're not insinuating that you, a group of legendary marechaussee hunters, sought to take the treasure for yourselves?
Yes.
Well, what about the king? Is he just gonna let this guy talk for him the whole time?
Clad in his magnificent robe, the king remains seated, with his hands resting on either side of the throne. His posture is rigid and unmoving. He stares forward with an empty look in his eyes, completely unmoved by the events before him.
From the look of things, could the Prime Minister be the evil sorcerer? Or could both the King and the Prime Minister have fallen under the evil sorcerer's control?
Maybe both. Maybe both are somehow manipulated and then, and it just feeds them a bunch. It's a sorcerer just feeds them a bunch of words, like, like, oh, this and that, this and that. You guys probably didn't know, but I went and took a little quick nap in the middle of it because I started to float off or drift away or drift off. Yes, finally I found the right word. We continue.
I would like to observe the number of guards stationed in the hall.
The guards in the palace appear fully armed.
Oh my
Their
god, it's a Super
expressions
Saiyan
solemn.
haircut, yo!
Sensing
A
the
little
tense
goopy
atmosphere in
goop.
the room, they stand at the ready, each with a hand placed upon the hilt of their sword, as if prepared to draw their weapons and surround you at a moment's notice.
Oh no, it was a trap.
Well, there goes my plan to turn the whole place upside down, I guess.
It appears we've been visited by nothing more than a group of ill-intentioned imposters. What a pity. Guards, take them away and throw them in the dungeons. Before I decide your fate, however, I must first determine whether you have any accomplices outside the court.
Can't we try to slip away? Or maybe start some kind of riot?
But if we try to fight the guards right now...
Don't worry. At least we figured out who's behind all this. Let's just play it by ear. If you're scared, Paimon, just hold my hand.
Kinda cool to have it like this. Like, always have little picture, their name, and you can have my hand too.
Thanks, you guys.
You allow yourself to be led away by guards surrounding you on both sides. It's only when you begin to feel drops of water falling from the dungeon ceiling and smell the stench of death and decay all around you that you finally realize you've stepped into a completely different world. Stay here and don't try anything funny. The guards lock the cell door and leave without looking back.
Wait, sir!
Your voice echoes through the dark hall, but the only response you receive is the sound of water dripping from the ceiling.
No! What should we do now?
Game over. Do.
Carve out a new path of fate with our own two hands, of course. I draw my weapon.
Oh.
You reach toward your waist, but find nothing there. You now recall that your weapons were confiscated before the guards locked you in the cell. The bag of treasure along with them.
Oh, we're cooked.
What about that knife I hid in my boot?
When did you hide it in there?
Ah. Oh, of course. The the knife that of course I hid And I forgot, I have a Uno reverse card in my left pocket, actually. So they should free us right away, and they should be locked in instead.
When I was thinking about digging a tunnel.
Um, you never mentioned that though.
Rejected. You failed to inform the GM of this course of action. Moreover, the guards would have conducted a thorough search before throwing you in prison.
That's right.
And the keys to the cell aren't anywhere to be seen?
Correct. You don't even feel a lock hole on the cell door.
What?
Oh, well, there goes all our plans.
What could we do?
Indeed.
Huh? Why are you the one saying indeed?
Because that statement holds true for me as well. This is where the script ends.
What?
What? But that's a terrible ending!
Generally speaking, this should be the point where the scriptwriter gives the players some kind of hint, or gives the GM some kind of code for how to move forward.
I mean, maybe they just really wanted us to be immersed in the feeling of being in prison? Like, they'll only show us the way out once we've grown truly and utterly desperate?
That is a possibility.
If only there were desserts and tea in real prison. Oh, wait, guess it's kind of how the Fortress of Meripede works if you're lucky.
Yep, that's exactly. If you do good work, you kind of get good stuff, man.
Oh, before I forget, Navia, the short sword you had with you earlier. I took a closer look, and the craftsmanship doesn't appear to resemble anything from this era. If I remember correctly, that style was last in vogue several hundred years ago.
Sometimes you just forget that Farina is 500 years old.
Wait, Clorinde said that sword used to belong to her master, right? Does that mean her master has been alive that long?
Or she could have just got it from someone else. She could have just got it from someone else as well. I mean,
I doubt it. The way she went about things often made her seem childish more than anything. I'd say the sword was most likely an heirloom passed down over time.
I was going to give an example with the heirloom as well. Like, let's say you just give someone an heirloom, but they'd be like, "Oh wow, this comes from like 1,000 years back, or even further. Have you been alive that long?" It's like, what? Obviously not. But what the heck? I must have got it from somewhere.
Precious heirloom passed down to you by your master. And you gave it to me just like that? You weren't worried I might lose it?
I don't think at that time she even knew that, right? Like, I don't even think, even if she knew now, I don't think anything would have changed, to be honest.
Master left many things to me when she disappeared. There was the sword, an old key, and a good amount of junk she probably just didn't want to take with her.
An old key, huh?
I gave you the sword back then, because I didn't want our friendship to end.
Aww, Clorinde.
Wait, when did this happen exactly?
You changed her name, Chlorine. Nah.
After the duel. Between Mr. Callis and myself.
Before that, Clorinde would have meals with us and even stay over at the Spina some days. She was on great terms with Papa as well.
Uh-oh. Oh, we go back again? We're going back again? Oh no, we already have this.
After the duel, though, there was a period of time where we simply didn't know how to face each other. She entrusted this sword to me, and never came back.
I mean, she did her duty, I guess. I mean, I don't know.
We were both sad, and conflicted, and totally overthinking everything as a result. Whenever I looked at this sword, I couldn't help but wonder. If Miss Petronia had never introduced us to each other at that picnic, maybe part of the sadness I was feeling could have been avoided. Back then, it felt like I hadn't just lost a father, but a close friend as well.
No one can change the past. The most important thing is that you two found your way back to each other and can enjoy things like this together.
Yep, you're right.
I'm sorry, you two. I didn't mean to bring up any sad memories.
Think nothing of it. No one here is at fault.
Yeah, but she definitely What?
Huh?
Oh. 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 Huh? What the hell?
Ah, looks like the next part of our script is here.
The guy's like, I have just done writing it. Jesus Christ, son, no, fast, fast, fast.
Perfect timing. The situation was really starting to get desperate. And not just because of the prison thing.
From Corinne's face, I really can't tell if it's good news or bad news.
Sometimes I feel like it's so hard being a GM or creating a story yourself and everything, because like I would sometimes think like, what would happen? Like, do you have to plan out for everything that happens, or do you have to come up with things on the fly? Because if someone just, you want to expect everything that they're going to ask, and you're not gonna have everything prepared. Let's say like, oh, you're stuck in this room. Like, oh, can I see this? Is there something close to me? Is that there? Is that there? Or when you're out in the world, it's like, oh, is that building here? Or is those people standing there? Can they offer me this? You're like, they thought you could ask them, and you'd be like, should they be? I don't think they should have, or should they have? It speaks to her professionalism as a senior GM. Maintaining a poker face takes true skill.
Water continues to drip from the ceiling. In this lightless dungeon, you lack a reliable way to tell how much time has passed. Eventually, you get used to the unpleasant odor of straw, mold, and rust, and find yourselves alternating between fits of drowsiness and despair. Suddenly, you hear footsteps outside the door.
Heads up, everyone. Someone's coming.
Gather close, everyone, and keep your voice down.
What? Who is you? What? Wait, what? Wait, I'm actually on my... Oh, they're right there. Wait, I was like, wait, are we gonna get to try CLORINDE? And then I was like, oh wait, actually I forgot we have CLORINDE. Are these all seatable? Oh, God. Whoa, look at all these foods. Oh my gosh. Oh my bread. Oh, yeah,
Who are you?
I work as a guard in these dungeons, but my true identity is the same as your own. I'm also a Marechaussee hunter.
Is that so? Very convenient.
Shh. I've already sent away the other guards, but if we make too much noise...
I understand, but how can we be sure we can trust you?
Does he have some kind of
The king has
evidence?
issued a formal decree. In light of the irrefutable proof of your crime, you're to be executed before tomorrow's sunrise.
Oh!
If you want to escape, it has to be now.
Oh my God. Did it say anything about execution?
Executed? We barely did anything!
Monsters appearing at the same location as the treasure. Could this entire thing have been a trap?
There will be time for speculation once we're out of here. As for my identity, I have no way to prove that to you just yet. Infiltrating the capital was difficult, and finding a
have no
chance
other
to speak
choice,
with
though.
you
Let's
has
go.
taken a lot out of me. I could go on, but I think we can all agree that now is not the time for details.
Yep, we need to get the freak out. Well, it doesn't look like we have any other choice. That's right.
Have you seen our weapons anywhere, sir?
Don't worry, I brought them with me. They're just behind the door. Still, these weapons alone won't be enough to defeat the true enemy behind the scenes.
Oh?
His faction is too powerful. The guards are all under his control, and he's even stationed a number of golems in various rooms throughout the palace. To defeat him, you must find a secret vault. It is said that within that vault, the Marashose hunters of the past left behind a treasure with the power to defeat the sorcerer.
Oh my gosh.
You're
No
not
way.
coming with us?
No, I'll remain in the dungeons to deal with the guards. I'll try my best to distract them so they don't go after you. As long as my identity is not revealed, I'll be able to aid you when the final battle comes.
In that case, please stay safe.
Thank you for your concern. I will do my utmost. As for the location of the vault, here, this map should lead you there.
Thank you, guard. Or, oh, I thought it was gonna be in here for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know why. Oh, okay. Where's that? Well, I have to look at the map, but I can't remember exactly. Huh.
Got it.
I feel like I explore of 100%. I feel kind of bad. I don't know what the place that is.
All right, once I open the door, remember to stick close and refrain from making any noise. I'll lead you out of here as quickly as possible. You
Alright.
now have the chance to restore the honor and legacy of the Marashose hunters. So please, get out there and reclaim what's ours. And be sure to exercise caution.
Alright, thank you.
With the help of the guard, you successfully escape the dungeons. Your sense of despair and anxiety both seem to fade as you continue your quest.
That should be how it is. When you when it goes black like that and the text comes, that's how it should be. And then some kind of narrator. Oh, dude. Man, I would really love to try to make a game, and then it becomes absolutely dog poop, and then no one plays it, and then my hopes and dreams and trying to make a game and be like, well, yikes, that sucked.